What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Voiceless Voice going up against White Forest. This is going to be a top cut match here. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps channel a lot. We're on the road to 10K, trying to hit that before the end of May there. Trying to hit that milestone, I should say. We're going to be seeing the White Forest deck going to be starting off with the copy of Toy Box. Now, this deck does get new support in the next set. I believe it's called Supa or Supreme Darkness. We're going to be seeing some more of the White Forest cards, as well as Azamina, which is going to help out the deck quite a bit, giving the Diabell Star kind of more of a better setup for the Deception here. We're going to be seeing the Toy Box going to be setting 2 of the additional toy cards, which is going to be essentially 2 sends for the White Forest cards, which can be quite nice, or in this case, a Diabell Star as well in the hand. We are going to be seeing the Alzette going to be sending the copy of Toy Soldier, which is then going to try summoning itself out. We're going to opt to Ash the Alzette, and the baby Diabell Star, I should say, but we're going to see the Toy Soldier still summon itself out. That's going to activate the effect, allowing us to search for any light monster in our deck. We are going to be purging this, which is going to stop any dark targets in our hand for the rest of the turn. Now, I know Bestials are going to be pretty popular, and we are going to be seeing the Diabell Star send the copy of the Toy Tank to the graveyard, which is then going to try to summon itself out. And we do have a Bestial in the hand here, so we're going to be seeing an attempt to activate its effects to summon, and we forgot about the Purge there, so we're actually not going to be able to summon it out here at all. We're going to be seeing the Diabell Star set the Deception, and we are going to realize that in just 1 second, so they can't even activate it. I mean, that is a little bit of a problem here, with having to play the Bestials in this current format because of a bunch of different decks with the Feast with cards. You do kind of get stopped from playing Purge, which is kind of rough there. So we're going to be seeing Deception going to activate, and that's going to allow us to send to the graveyard the copy of the Soldier, just to let us search for a copy of now the Hallowed Azamina, which is going to give us access to our Azamina cards, as well as potentially the Wanted as well, depending on what we go for here. So we're going to go for the Moon Ratio, which is going to let us search for Wanted, and that's going to also allow us to link some of those 2 away and let us get into something else, or Synchro in this case, because we do control the level 2 Tuner, or wherever else. We do see a Cross Sheep in the extra deck as well, so we could potentially see that being made. But we're going to go for a Rabbit. Rabbit will set a trap from the deck here, and it's going to be just a way to continue. And we're going to be seeing the Hallowed Azamina put back the Ratio, or Moon Glacio, whatever, to add it back. We're then going to activate the Hallowed Azamina, and then we are going to chain the Wanted. Now, we did reveal the Sylvia. You don't actually have to reveal. There's no cost for these cards. So we are going to just chain the Wanted there, summon out that negate, and we get to add a Diabell Star to the hand here. We're now see Wanted going to be putting back the Deception and drawing us a card, because we do have the Diabell Star in the hand for the next turn to be able to actually get the Deception once again. There's no need to search for a Wanted when you already have the access to all the Diabell Stars. And unfortunately for the Voiceless Voice player, we actually kind of revealed that we had 1 card in the hand, which is essentially going to be pretty useless. We can't activate the Bestial Magnemite for the rest of this game, so they're down to 3 cards. We're going to go up into an SP and just pass turn on this. So when you look at this end board, it's actually not that crazy, especially when you kind of feel what the whole deck does. There's no synchros on this field. It's simply a pretty generic, and we're going to see the Dear Servant get activate. And now this card's actually crazy. We're going to be seeing it negated with the Silva, but we have another one in the hand, which can then allow us to activate it once again, sending a copy of Entis, searching for the Maximus. Then we're going to see the Entis can activate the effect, destroying the copy of the Azaroon. And then Maximus will activate the effect, letting us summon out by banishing the Entis. And then we're going to activate the Maximus's effect, banishing a copy of, or sending us to the graveyard, say another copy of Entis, as well as a Herald. And we're going to opt to send the one of the Azamina cards, and then the level 6 of the White Forest Synchros. So we're now going to get the Herald effect to search and then destroy, and we do choose to destroy the copy of the Rabbit because it can't be destroyed by card effects or by battle, so it's going to be getting rid of it. We're not going to activate the effect, searching for the prayers, and we normally summon out a low here, which is then going to allow us to activate the effect to place in the spell and trap card zone. But do we chain SP to this to kind of get rid of the low, because the low is going to allow us to be the whole ritual stuff. We do, I mean, we have also a bunch of other stuff in the hand, you know. So like we have the Maximus, which can be used, I suppose. We also have like the ability now to search, which we see the Saphira being added to the hand off the field spell, off the spell, continuous spell, and then activate the effect to let us search for 2, being the ritual, as well as the prayers in the graveyard. And then we are going to go for the Saphira, trying to ritual. And now we chain the SP with a chain the copy of the Cerberus that we end up searching off of that Saphira. And now we go up into a copy of the lovely Skull Guardian. And Skull Guardian, as well as low activate the effect, allowing us to add a copy of the Odd Eyes, as well as summon herself out. And now we have a 4,100 copy of the Skull Guardian. And then we have Maximus for 15 and low in defense position here. But it's going to be pretty hard for us to kind of continue this with having like a negate on the field with the Skull Guardian. Now we can activate Toy Blocks once again, and we are going to choose to destroy this with the Skull Guardian. So when none negate is going to be done, we can go battle phase, and we do have an evenly matched here. Now this card is actually going to be quite normal to play in the deck, because we are able to send to the graveyard with any of those white forest cards. So we are going to be seeing that being quite nice. Well played on the Whitewoods by making them negate and destroy that toy box so they can get hit with that. And now we're going to go Diabellstar, send them Diabellstar here, allowing us to set another Deception. And then we can go Deception, send the Diabellstar if we need to. You know, just having like that one card in the hand. We also have an Elzet in the hand as well, so we could potentially see some White Forest combos as well. But we are going to be seeing Deception. Oh yeah, we actually already have the Hallowed Azamina in the hand, so we're then going to go send the summon, and then we're going to be seeing the effect. Search for the Rulia. And then we're going to go search for the spell card here. And then we're now go up into our copy of the level 8, the Bat one. And that's going to activate the effect, sending the spell in our hand to let us search once again. And that's going to be able to reset itself, as well as Alzet add itself back to the hand, or the whatever. All-Star, whatever her name. The baby Diabellstar summon herself out. I always get them confused. It's like Elzet and Alzet. Like, that's just bad names. I just call them Diabells and Diabells, or Diabell, whatever. We then go up into the big one here, which is going to be very good. This card's like crazy. I actually love this card so much. Even the way it looks, it's just super sick. We're going to see them add back the spell, because it adds back any spell or trap in the graveyard, which is going to be kind of crazy. And now we can have access to the full Azamina engine as well here. So then we're going to go for the effect, allowing us to search for the other spell with the copy here of the Deception. And then we're going to activate the Hallowed Azamina, summoning out the Sylvia, the negate by sending a Deception to the graveyard. Okay. We're actually going to summon out the other one here. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce its name. The Common. It has a crazy name. It's like Soul Erachicon or whatever. We then go for the level 4, which can then send the Deception, this Debtor to the graveyard. Azamina Debtor, which is a quick play. And you like summon out an Azamina from your graveyard. So we have that Silva, which we can summon back out. And we can't go battle phase because we already went and evenly matched them. So we can now like link up into, or synchro up into a Chaos Angel, banishing the spell card. And then that's just going to be a admit defeat from the Voiceless Voice player. You know, they had the Bestial in the hand, which is a useless card for them. And I believe they had one other card. But like when you're ending up making I believe that is a dual type. When you make a dual type Chaos Angel, a lot of decks cannot just out that, especially when like past turn 0 or past their big push turn 1. It's very hard for any deck to kind of outplay. against that there. But we're going to be diving into game 2 with Voiceless Voice going to be able to choose to go first. And a lot of times, like an Omni Negate alongside other things that they do set up can be enough, especially if you like have a D-Barrier set or anything else, or even like an Impulse, or I guess in this case a Purge, or a Strikes and stuff like that. A lot of good cards. And they have a trap in the deck as well, which can pop multiple stuff as well. So we have a few different options for the deck, especially when you pop like a toy block before it gets to activate the effects. It can be quite nice as well. I'm not sure that how White Forest will be able to beat a Voiceless Voice board if they have like 2 pops and a gate and other stuff like that as well. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. You know, potentially with those board breakers, we did see evenly matched being played in the main deck already. So I wonder if the Voiceless player is going to try to save their negate for something like that, while like leaving it either a monster on the field or something like that. We can see kind of go up. Now it is important that Typhon is going to kind of be able to stop the board by being able to bounce back. So if they do not play carefully, they're going to be seeing that kind of be a hit. But we're going to be seeing a low being activated, or normal summon here activating the effect, searching for the continuous spell. Then we're going to see the continuous spell searching for the Saphira. Saphira is going to activate the effect, searching for the Skull Guardian, as well as dumping the prayers into the graveyard here. And we do see an Nadir Servant in the hand as well, a double Nadir Servant, I should mention. Seeing the double Nadir Servant once again is going to be definitely rough. We're going to dump a Garua, which is going to guarantee us a draw as well here with a Maximus. So getting a bunch of different searches here, which is quite nice, as well as just a free draw, especially when we have like the double copies of the deer in the hand, not going to be the greatest. Now we're going to see the Garua being banished to summon out the Maximus. Maximus will be able to activate the effect, and then we're going to dump a dumping an Omega as well as a Herald, which is now going to allow us to also get like the Omega effect to be able to banish and summon back out. And now we're going to dump once again the same cards we dumped previously, the common as well as the level 6 White Forest cards, the ones that we're not necessarily going to be seeing. And we do see the Heralds of Arclight Search. We're then going to banish the Saphira to summon out the copy of the Skull Guardian once again, and that's going to be allowing us to summon out the low here, and then we're able to go up now into the effect of Skull Guardian, letting us search for any of the monsters. And we do have a Treyarchia here in the hand, so we might be able to see a lower. Yeah, so we're going to search for the low once again. So you might see the low get tributed off here, but we're just going to pass turn on this. So we're going to go for battle phase, evenly matched. It's going to get negated by the Skull Guardian. So it's going right into the evenly matched, into the battle phase is kind of interesting. Not even trying to bait out a main phase negate. But we're going to be seeing now the LZ going to be sending a spell. Now we have the Scourge, I believe is the name of it. It's going to be one of the ones that you don't really see people play too often in the deck. You're going to see that being summoned out and being dumped. And then we're going to be able to search for the Alzet, as well as set the Scourge to the field. It is a quick play spell, so we can't activate it this turn. But we can still go for the Alzet, sending the copy of the spell, which then gets to set itself as well, which can be activated this turn. Let us search. And we're going to be summoning out the copy of the Roselia, I believe its name is. And then the spell is going to just set itself. Now we have used the negate, which is going to be kind of unfortunate. And then we're going to be seeing the trap being searched off of the level 4 there. The Beware, I believe, is the name of the card. The White Forest stuff, definitely, it looks cool. Now, it's not a deck that I necessarily want to play, but I do like how it looks. I'm a big fan of lore decks. Like, I like how they just keep doing a continuation of lore cards. With the Diabellstar and the lore ending with the Snake Eyes and the Goblins. And now, like, not every one of these decks are going to be like, the most powerful, but they all have like interaction points where you can see. Like, the Diabellstar lore was very well done, while the Diabellstar can be used in like the Visa's kind of the same thing, where Visa Starfrost was used in a bunch of different decks, but like it wasn't really used in tier. Like we see, like with Diabellstar, it's used in pretty much everything. Now, I wish that Diabellstar at the start was probably a little bit more accessible. Maybe being an ultra rare or even a super. But to me, the Snake Eyes cards pretty cheap. So I can understand that point. You want to have some good secret rares in the set. But Wanted's would have kind of changed how everything was played if it was played out like as a super rare. I feel like it would have been a little bit better for the game, maybe. But it probably would have been banned a little bit sooner. Like a lot of players are already mad that Fiendsmith is splashed and everything. So I couldn't imagine if it was like that. But even like this, you can use the Diabellstar to go for the Azamina stuff, which kind of gives you access to some good cards in your White Forest stuff. And like you see it with a whole bunch of different decks. Like it just was very splashable. Like even with the Goblin Biker cards, it's pretty nice. Now we do see an imperm on the, I believe it was the level 8 or level 6 synchro here. And then we're going to go up into the big one here. The big one can add back any trap. Now we're going to opt to add back in the evenly matched. I believe this is the only one that's left in the graveyard here. But you have to be careful with that, because if you end up wiping the whole entire board and they haven't evenly matched once again, it's going to be like, that's kind of crazy. So now we go for a Diabell Star, sending a copy of the level 4, which is the Deception. Deception is going to activate the effect, allowing us to search for the Hallowed Azamina by tributing off the Synchro here. And then we're going to be able to activate the effects of this to then dump the Deception. And we're revealing once again, but it doesn't reveal for cost. So kind of important to note that we don't reveal for cost, and we keep doing that. So when we're sending the Deception, then we're going to be searching for a Wanted off of the Rugelio. Now we could go up into a Cross Shape if we wanted to, or we can just special summon out because we do control a light spellcaster, I believe, and then we're going to activate the effect, sending the Searcher once again to let us draw a card. Just a free search. Now both are free draw, I should say. Both players have now gotten a free draw during their turn with the Garua as well as this card now. And we could link away up into a Cross Shape, or we could go straight up into a Duel Chaos Angel once again here. And this is going to allow us to banish the spell card, because we can't target any of their light monsters on the field. So we're going to be adding back the Hallowed Azamina once again by adding that fusion back to the extra deck here. And we can go up into the Sylvia, which is going to be a negate, but it's going to be so hard for us to kind of find a way to beat this Skull Guardian, being the 4,100 that it is. Or 4,100, I should say. So we're going to go for the Hallowed Azamina, and we should chain a Wanted to this. But they're going to go Triarchia here to tribute off the low. And chain the Wanted, searching for a Diabell Star. And we summon out the Silvera. But now Skull Guardian, Still Guardian is still 4,100, but I'm not exactly sure how we're going to. So we're going to go Wanted draw. Now we get 2 draws here off of, for the White Forest monster, or for the White Forest deck, I should say. I like how we get the draws. Like, I'm not a big fan. Like, obviously, searching is very important in the deck, but I do like the fact that we get like random draws. Like, a lot of decks just have the ability to like draw one card, which is pretty nice, especially because they hit Prosperity. That was one of my favorite parts about Prosperity, is you could actually like dig in the game. But just having the variation of different cards that you can like actually kind of search, or you just draw into, is really nice. Like, I like that you can just have a random like +1 into the thing, which, sometimes it's going to be a hand trap, sometimes it's going to be an engine piece, sometimes it's going to be just like another card that you've already used, and it makes like the games just always feel completely different here. So we're going to see this past turn on this. And this is a kind of a weird board, honestly. But we're going to now go for a normal summon of a low in the gorgeous ulti rarity from the OTS packs, I should say. And they did quite a good job with the new ultis. It looks actually like super nice, being like a dark starfoil pattern in the back. Or I guess it's like shattered glass. Now we are going to go for the effect of the Synchro, discarding the copy of the Evenly Matched, summoning out the Zapper Shrimp here, and then we're going to be setting the trap from the deck with that low. Zapper Shrimp can activate here, which is going to be allowing us to Synchro Summon. And we are going to activate the effect of the Rugelio. They're going to chain the trap card here to pop the Chaos Angel, because it is affected. And we do chain the... Now we activate the Blessing here. I thought Zapper Shrimp was going to be chained, but it does not look like it. Unless it has to use the cards they target, and they target the Chaos Angel, and they're chaining that trap to it. That makes sense here. We're going to see the newer spell, continuous spell, going to be able to add back that copy of the trap. And we're going to be seeing the Scourge tributing off the Synchro. And it's going to let us summon back out the Sylvia. Now we can't summon that one there because it wasn't summoned properly, I believe. So we can't summon the Debutor because that was when it was dumped off of the Entis, I believe. But I'm not exactly sure which. It got Scourge. So I'm not sure it really matters that much. You know, we probably want to summon out the other guy instead. So yeah, especially if we're going to synchro summon with it. They're both level 6s. So going up into the Draco Berserker is not going to make a difference. So in this scenario, we would just go up into the other one, the Silva, summoning itself out, synchroing it away, and then going up into the Draco Berserker here. They're going to link away now into an IP, and then they're going to be adding back with Nadir here. So Nadir sending an Entis for adding back Maximus, and they do target the Draco Berserker with the Entis here. And then Maximus is going to be banishing to summon out. And they do activate the Beware. And it's going to allow us to summon out the LZ and then synchro summon immediately. Yeah. That's going to go up into the Wolf one here. And then we get to Book of Moon, everything face down. Now, Skull Guardian was not summoned this turn, so we will be able to flip that face up, I believe. But we don't know that a low is face down, so we do have one in the graveyard still, so it still will have the boost here. So we do take a bunch of damage. I believe we take. And we can activate the Diabellstar to summon herself back out if we want to and set a wanted reception from the deck. So we're going to be seeing the Diabellstar activate her effect, discarding another copy of herself, summoning itself out. Then we're going to activate the effect, setting the reception from the deck here. And that definitely is a nice play, especially because now the IP can't beat over, or I guess it can't beat over the other guy anyways. So then we're going to be able to put back the copy of the spell, because we just send him onto the graveyard, and we're going to just sort of swarm the field here with a whole bunch of monsters. And then we are going to pass turn there with the set, and then we do draw for turn in the draw phase. Flip up, there can only be one. And this is going to be very rough for White Forest. So we're going to see the Hallowed Azamina put back, and then let us add it back to the hand here. I mean, we can start playing with those cards. So we have the Azamina engine that is going to be kind of useful here for us, but I'm not exactly sure how we out this Tikaboo alongside a Voiceless Voice. But we do see time getting called here, and that's just going to be a tie now because we did see Voiceless Voice end up winning the second round in time. I mean, yeah, there's not much we can do against that. Unfortunately, White Forest cannot really beat an anti-spell, or I should say Tikaboo here. I don't think they can beat an anti-spell either, but that's not a card that was flipped. So guys, hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. These are a little bit more of a rogue strategies that you guys are seeing in the mid-range decks. I like watching these videos back a lot more and featuring over them rather than these blows you guys see with like Rise and stuff like that. But guys, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.